What's up, guys? So we're getting my desk built today. That's the plan. This is what I'm using to build the base of my desk. Very easy, I think. As you can see, I have two pieces built here right now. These will basically be the underside that'll attach to the bottom of the desk. So they'll sit like this. These will screw in to the top or to the desktop on the underside there. And yeah, so now we just got to build the rest of the way down to the floor. There's something I'm gonna have to figure out. We'll talk about that when we get there, but for now, let's get building. Okay, so now I'm putting together the bottom part. Basically, these are going to be the feet here. And then I'm going to connect the tops and the bottom pieces together with two 12-inch pipes that will be connected by a coupler in the middle. I want to point out that I will probably call these pieces by the wrong names, so I just want to get this out of the way now. Also, you can see in the middle of these pieces that there is a T, and that's for the bar that's going to stretch across the bottom to keep the legs from bowing out. I don't know if this is going to be an issue or not, but this is just a little extra precaution. And now that that one's done, let's finish the last one. With those four sections done, it was time to connect them together. Like I mentioned before, my plan was to connect two 12-inch pipes with a coupler, and that would connect the sections that attach to the bottom of the desk to the section that sits on the floor. So I started adding the pipes and tightening them down to where I wanted them, making sure that the T's for the crossbars were pointed in the right direction. And I definitely over-tightened a few of these to the point where it was really difficult to get them apart. But here's where things got tricky. Because of my design, I basically wanted to have two square shapes on either end with two bars that spanned the length of the desk to connect them together. The reason for this is I wanted to put another foot on the bottom bar in the middle for added support on the desk, as well as another one on the top bar to support the underside of the desk top. Trying to make a square with these pipes I have found to be quite impossible, being that how you screw them together, once you get to the last piece, you can't screw one side in without unscrewing the other. I knew this was going to be an issue at the start, but I was hoping I could screw it in just enough on both sides where it would hold. However, I did not feel comfortable leaving it that way, so I decided to keep the T's where they were, but take out the top bar of the square. And with that, I was ready to attach the top. Come to find out, my measurements were off, but here's why. When I added up the size of the pipes to make up my vertical height, for example, I was using two 12-inch pipes, a 3-inch pipe that attaches to the bottom for the foot, and a 3-inch pipe that attaches to the flange that would then secure it to the underside of the desk. I did not take into account, however, the fact that when the pipes are connected to a coupler or a T, the pipes don't sit tip to tip, meaning that the base of my desk was a little deeper than I planned and quite a bit taller. So I reconfigured my design and started taking pieces off. Oh, and remember when I said I over-tightened some of these pieces? Here is where that came into play. Luckily, I had enough pieces to fix the depth issue. And after another trip to Menards, I grabbed the pieces that I needed, as well as a few extras, and got to work putting them together. I replaced the two 12-inch vertical pipes with an 8-inch pipe and a 10-inch pipe, as well as the two 3-inch pipes for 1.5-inch pipes. And once I had one leg done, I repeated the process for the other three. I laid the top on it to check the height on both ends, and we were good. Now, before adding the top, I wanted to add something else, and this is where those extra pieces came into play. Rather than having my speakers sitting on my desk and taking up room, I decided to build a platform for them using the T that I left on the back legs. With that done, I marked and pre-drilled the holes for the top, and before I secured them, I double-checked for plumb on all four legs, and then I screwed them in. And before everyone gets all up in arms, yes, I used more than one screw to screw this to the top. Once the top was secured, I attached the wood to the tops of the speaker stands, and I could start setting up my desk. Now for the reveal. I am really happy with this desk. Some of you might have noticed I did end up reusing the desktop from my old office, but I felt like it was a little too long for this space, so I did end up cutting it down. The nice thing about that is I was able to take part of that cutoff piece and make a monitor riser out of it using the same materials as the rest of the desk, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. I am still working on a desk setup, but so far I'm really liking this. Now you can probably see that edge where I cut the desk, and I haven't stained it yet. That's because I haven't decided if I want to sand this down and stain it to match these shelves that I designed and built that are hanging above my desk. Also, it would better match the acoustic panels here that I have in the corner as well. Since I mentioned these, I did get these off of Amazon from a company called, I think it's Avana or something like that. I absolutely love these. These are fantastic. They're super easy to install. Love them. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to check them out. But I am getting a little off track. I think I'm going to leave my desk as is for right now until I get a little bit more of my office put together. Okay guys, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to get more content from me. And until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video.